baseball, now in their 74th year. Tonight's Rocky Mountain Baseball League contest features the Colorado RoughRiders and your Hayes Larks. The Larks currently stand at 15-6 on the season. Free admission to tonight's game has been made possible through the generous sponsorship of Hayes Men. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet the starting lineup for your Hayes Larks. Leading off in center field, number 8, Leo Jaminian. Batting second at shortstop, number 3, Matt Kavanaugh. Batting third at designated hitter, number 16, Wyatt Divis. Batting fourth in left field, number 17, Cam Pearson. Batting fifth at first base, number 29, Corbin Truslow. Batting sixth at third base, number 4, Palmer Hutchison. Batting seventh at second base, number 2, Grant Lung. Batting eighth and catching, number 27, Jacob Wyatt. Batting ninth and playing right field, tonight's beverage batter, number 18, Sean Cooper. And tonight's starting pitcher, number 14, Trevor Munch. And in his 38th season with the Larks, please welcome the head coach, Mr. Frank Leo. Larks pitching coach is Keith Parker, and assistant coach is Bryce Bumwart. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise?
Baseball, America's pastime. A sport we've been long awaiting to come back. The sport we've missed dearly. But tonight, that waiting ends. No more empty stadium. No more lifeless fields. Tonight, everything changes.
English rounds, third, heads home, he'll score, walk-off single for Wyatt Divis. Ran, slam for George Sutherland. Stop. It's the first home run of the season for De Leon.
The Larks are back in action. The best show in town returns. The landmark where icons have played. Tonight, Larks Park is back. This team is more than baseball. It's part of this community, a staple of our town. Generations gather together. The fans, the players, the coaches, all come together to this diamond. All come together for this team. All a part of this remarkable experience. Sure, we have a lot of fun. But legacy is built right here in the Great Plains. See, there's something special in Hayes, something distinct in this city. With history dating back to 1869, a history of success, 29 MLB products, 4 MLB All-Stars. That outstanding tradition returns tonight. Tonight, the Larks return to action. Tonight, baseball is back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to game number 22 of your 2020 Hayes Larks season. This is a matchup between your Larks and the Colorado RoughRiders. On the mound for Hayes, picking up the start, is Trevor Munch. And his first delivery misses the zone. 1 ball and no strike to leadoff hitter Trevor Erickson, the right fielder from Erie, Colorado. 1-1 after Munch hits the zone. Larks have played the RoughRiders already once this season, and they lost 7-2 in Colorado. Munch throws a slider over the outside part of the plate for a called strike 2. Munch comes into this one with a 1-1 record through 6 appearances. This is his first start of the year. He's gone to 8 innings and struck out 4. And 1-2 runs outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively for Hayes, it's Pearson, Jemenian, and Cooper in the outfield. And then from left to right in the infield, it's Hutchison, Cavanaugh, Lung, Truslow, Wyeth behind the dish, and Munch on the mound. The 2-2 delivery is swung on and missed on a changeup. Wyeth scoops it, 1 up, 1 down, strikeout number 5 on the year for Trevor Munch. Now to Jordan McClellan, the center fielder from Kansas City, Missouri, plays at State Fair Community College. It's a righty versus the lefty Munch. Munch last played at Wichita State, played at McLennan College in Texas after playing a year for the Oklahoma Sooners. 1-0 to McClellan as a Munch fastball is outside. Munch again misses the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls and no strikes. He goes from the windup. Larks wearing their white home pants, white home vest with the red lettering and red sleeves. Red cap with a bird on the front and a blue bill. 2 balls and 1 strike after McClellan watched this one hit the zone. Munch delivers a fastball low and inside. Hitters count for the center fielder. Munch has an ERA of 2.250, has 2 earned runs this year through 8 innings, has picked up 1 save and has a whip of .75. He walks McClellan on 5 pitches, 1 out base runner for the Colorado RoughRiders. Now to Joe Mozingo. The catcher plays at USC Aiken. Mozingo batting .419 this year, reaches base over 50% of the times he makes a plate appearance, and his first delivery is close to his feet inside 1-0 as he shows McClellan the stop sign, keeping him at first base. RoughRiders wearing a red, white, and blue jersey, stripes across the front, stars and stars on the sleeves with the blue, and it's a soft grounder on pitch number 2 over the left side to the new coach, the interim head coach, Erickson. 1-1. On deck is Jackson Van Zee in the hole, Colton Godfar. Munch looks in. He'll get the sign from Wyeth. Lays down the numbers, and Munch shakes off 1, nods at the second one. Mozingo digs into the box, and Munch delivers to him. It's below the knees on an off speed, 2 balls and a strike. Munch has faced 33 batters this year, has started off 20 of them with first pitch strikes, only has 2 wild pitches, and has allowed 3 hits. Fastball is going to get Mozingo to swing and miss at it. He was behind it. It's 2-2. Munch has only walked 3 guys all year, and he throws strikes on over 50% of his pitches, throwing 56 strikes coming in this one and 30 balls. Swing and a miss as Mozingo reaches for 1 over the left batter's box line. Trevor Munch picks up strikeout number 2 on the day and number 6 on the year. 2 away to the cleanup hitter, Jackson Van Zee, the third baseman from Denver, Colorado. Van Zee And the last game for the RoughRiders, who went 2 for 3, picked up an RBI. Runner takes off from first. Wyeth goes to his feet. The throw to Lung at second is not in time. The runner advances into scoring position. It's McClellan at second, Van Zee at the batter's box. It was ruled a strike before the throw. Munch up in the count 0-1. Duo for the Larks in the bottom of the first will be Jeminian, Kavanaugh, and Divis. The 0-1 delivery, a fastball popped up over to the right side. Sean Cooper moves under it in the outfield and secures it from his right field spot. Munch strikes out 2 and leaves a runner in scoring position as we move to the bottom of the first inning on Larks Network. Hey Larks fans, click that subscribe button. It's completely free. This isn't like a magazine subscription or a TV subscription. You won't get billed, you won't get spam emails, but you will help us reach our goal. Right now we're at about 600 subscribers, but we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. We have thousands of views from this season, but only 600 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe when you're watching if you haven't yet. When you hit that button, the Larks will show up in your subscription section of your account. That's it. No fees, no payments, no registration or information. Share the Larks YouTube page with your friends and tune into our broadcast. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel, supporting the team, and subscribing. The Larks have the best fans and we're grateful for Larks Nation. Now, let's get back to the game. Bottom of the first, leading it off is Leo Jeminian against Luke Hoskins. First delivery to him is off his jersey. It's a hit by pitch for Jeminian, the guy who leads the team. Matt Kavanaugh will make his way to the plate with a speedy runner on first. Leo is not a guy you want to put on base, especially to lead off an inning. Leo has stolen 13 bases this year, and he takes off on the first pitch. It's a fastball outside, and Mozingo hesitates to throw it. He throws it to Sear at second base. It's off his glove, and Leo Jeminian slides into third base, going from first to third on a throw, and the count is 1-0 with a runner 90 feet from scoring. 2 pitches into this game, and there's already a runner at third base. Leo leads the team in hit by pitches and stolen base. Quite the combination. That's the 7th time he's been plunked this year. At the plate is the shortstop, Matt Kavanaugh. In his last game, Matt went 1 for 4 and scored twice off of a walk and also picked up an RBI. Again, a fastball outside, this one low. On deck is Wyatt Divis and the whole Cameron Pearson. Righty on the mound, Hoskins from Arvada, Colorado. Misses the zone on 3 straight pitches to start the game. 4 straight pitches, 3 straight against Matt Kavanaugh. Righty versus righty. The delivery to Kavanaugh is inside. It's a 4-pitch walk. 5 balls to start the game for Hoskins. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. We move to Wyatt Divis. Wyatt went 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI on Sunday. Also picked up a double. Had 4 total bases. Larks won 10-0 in 8 innings against the Colorado Springs Outlaws. They enter this game 15-6. They're first in the league, a half a game up in the league, and they're on a 3-game win streak. First pitch to Divis is inside. 6 pitches, 6 balls for Luke Hoskins. Luke Hoskins making his first start of the year. This is his 5th appearance. His first non-relief, has no record, and a ERA of 9.58. Divis takes one over the outside part of the plate on a changeup for a called strike. 7 pitches, 1 strike. It's a 1-1 count with nobody out and the runners on the corners for the DH from Lincoln, Nebraska. Divis plays at UTA. His teammate at the University of Texas Arlington is at first base, and Matt Kavanaugh. He gets his lead as Divis swings and pops it into the fan pavilion. 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Pearson in the hole, Truslow for the Larks. Defensively for Colorado, it's Smith, McClellan, and Erickson in the outfield. Van Zee, Compamizi, Sear, and Strickard in the infield. Mozingo behind the plate, and Hoskins on the mound. Divis is down on strikes for the 2nd time in his past 2 games. This one on 4 pitches. And now there is one away as Cameron Pearson makes his way to the plate. Third game in the cleanup spot for Cam. He's getting the start today in left field. Hoskins takes a look at Matt Kavanaugh. Pearson swings and is ahead of it. Grounds it towards the Larks dugout, down 0-1. Hoskins has made an appearance against the Collegians twice, the Saints, and the Cougars. The most innings he's pitched in a game is 4 2/3. He's allowed 13 hits this year, 11 earned runs, 9 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Has now hit 2 batters this year, his 2nd in his past 2 appearances. Hasn't appeared since July 7th. It's been 14 days and 2 weeks exactly since his last appearance. This delivery to Pearson is off the turf at Shoemaker Nelson Field in Hays, Kansas. A slider runs across the plate and catches the zone on Pearson. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cam in the game on Sunday, 3 for 5, scored twice and drove in 1. He protects the plate and drops his hands and swings at 1, fouls it off, and Pearson will stay alive. Pearson has been having a hot bat. Started out, he wasn't average, he was above average, but since he's just been on fire and been a star player for the Larks. He pops this one up and backwards. Mozingo moves behind the plate, throws the mask, and makes the catch in front of the backstop. 2 straight outs for the Larks. There's still runners on the corners with 2 away.
First baseman, number 29, Corbin Truslow.
We'll move to Corbin Truslow, who homered twice on Sunday, going 4 for 5. Drove in 4 runs and scored 2. Runners on the corners, it's Kavanaugh and Jeminian. He did not have those 2 home runs against his Outlaws on Sunday. That was on Saturday when he had the 2 home runs, but had a dominant performance against them on Sunday, repeating his success on Saturday. Drove in double-digit runs when you combine the 2 games. Just a great outing for Corbin Truslow. He's up in the count 1-0, batting in the 5 spot. First baseman gets a strike called on him, 1-1. Hoskins, a tall righty, sporting the number 37 jersey. Truslow brings his solid frame into left-hander's batter's box with a lot of power and a dangerous bat in his hands. Kavanaugh gets his lead as Jaminian holds steady at third base, and the delivery is swung on and grounded to Frank Leo on the third base side. Leo, the head coach and third base coach for the Larks in his 38th year with the Hayes hometown team. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 away, runners on the corners from Hayes, Kansas. Larks back at home for the first time since Sunday the 12th. Truslow pops one to left field. Smith gets under it. A well-hit ball, but right at Smith, the left fielder, in the 7th spot. After getting a runner in scoring position off of 2 pitches and nobody out, the Larks get a walk and then go 1-2-3 to end the inning. We'll go to the second inning. The Larks and Colorado RoughRiders tied at 0. Top of the second we go. Leading it off is the 5-hole DH, Colton Goldfarb, and takes a strike 1 called off of Trevor Munch. Munch played for the Larks last year. This year is having success, especially here today, getting 2 straight strikes on Goldfarb to start the second inning. Munch's last full season was at McLennan College. He's from Lawrence Free State and gets a 3-pitch strikeout, his 3rd on the day and number 7 this year. We'll move to Jeff Sear, the second baseman.
Second baseman number 16, Jeff Sear.
Munch picked up a red shirt at OU in his first year there. In his redshirt freshman season, picked up 2 appearances, was a first-team All-League and All-State in high school, and an honorable mention in his junior year, won a state championship. Made 15 appearances for McLennan, and his last year there, his sophomore year, went 4-1, all in relief, picked up a save, went 22 innings, and struck out 31. He's up in the count on Jeff Sear, 0-1, and he throws a off-speed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away and the base is empty. Josh Smith is on deck for Colorado. Timothy Compamizi in the hole. 2-1 as Munch throws it below the knees of number 16. Sear back into the right-hander's batter's box versus the tall and lanky southpaw. Munch will go from the windup. It's a curveball that misses outside. Hitter's count to the second baseman. Five-pitch walk for Trevor Munch with 1 away in the second inning. In both innings, he started the first guy out with a strikeout and then allowed a 5-pitch walk to the second hitter of the inning. Runner on first with 1 away as we move to Josh Smith, the left fielder. Smith from Mississippi plays at Mississippi College. Nice pitch for Munch. It's a changeup that hangs in the air. Smith waits on it, turns his hands and holds back. Umpire calls a strike on him. second delivery to him is swung on a miss. Another changeup. This one, Munch took even more off of it. He's up in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Trevor gets set, takes a look at Sear, who dances at first base. He focuses on the hitter and throws a slider that's hit off the inside part of the bat and fouled to the backstop. Munch was ranked the 21st overall player in Kansas in the class of 2016, was the 6th rated left-handed pitcher according to Perfect Game, and in the top 325 in the nation. Runner takes off, Wyeth goes to his feet, and the pitch is popped backwards. Munch has thrown 4 pitches, all strikes against Smith in this at-bat.
Game day still up 6-1 to the Colorado Sox. That's down to the bottom of the 7th.
Last year for Hayes,
Game day win. The Larks would have to win tonight.
Trevor made a couple of appearances in relief. Throws a wild pitch here. That's just his second one of the season. Runner moves to second base as it moves across the opposite batter's box of the lefty and hits the backstop. Runner in scoring position with 1 away.
2 strikes to Josh Smith. 11 RBIs for Smith. He has 1 extra base hit.
Last year, Munch made appearances against the A's and the Collegians. Both were wins for Hayes. He didn't make a decision, or didn't pick up a decision. Went 3 innings in those 2 appearances, striking out 2 and not allowing a hit. This one into the other batter's box again after 4 straight strikes to Smith with 2 foul balls. Munch throws into the right-hander's batter's box for 2 in a row. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A runner in scoring position with 1 away in the top of the 2nd. No score. Munch pitched in the KCLB tournament for the Larks. Made an appearance and got injured in that game. Didn't appear in the rest of the tournament for Hayes with an injured arm. Munch fires back here and responds. Gets another swing and a miss out of Smith. And that's 4 strikeouts today, doubling his total after his first. After his first 8 innings, he only struck out 4 through 1 2/3. He has 4 today, making it 8 on the season, and there's 2 away. So in back-to-back innings, Munch starts out with a strikeout, allows a 5-pitch walk, and then strikes out the next guy. We'll move to Timothy Compamisi, the shortstop from California, plays at Masters University. No hits for either team, no errors. Munch gets set, goes from the stretch. It's a fastball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Strickert is on deck at the bottom of the order as Compamisi is in the 8th spot. Munch got a runner stranded at second base in the first inning. We'll see if he can do the same here with the count knotted up at 1. Runner takes off to third, had a good jump. Wyeth pumps a throw and then pulled it back as Compamisi was semi in his way. Sear read that one all the way from Munch. As soon as Munch turned his head to Wyeth, he took off and was going to be in there plenty of time, even if Jacob Wyeth had an even better arm than he did. I mean, it was just a good read, but it's a strike called, and another one is fouled off with a runner at third base. 1 2 to Compamisi. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of the 2nd is Hutchison, Lung, and Wyeth. Corners playing close to the lines in the infield. Outfield playing deep against the 8 spot. Fastball is down low at the feet of Compamisi. Off the turf, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wyeth slides to his left, blocks it with his chest protector to keep the runner in scoring position at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at third base in the top of the 2nd. Munch looks in, he'll go from the stretch. It's a fastball grounded to Palmer Hutchison in the hot corner, gets it, takes a step, and throws to Truslow, who stretches forward and keeps his foot on the bag to end the inning. The Larks again keep a runner in scoring position. We move to the bottom half of the inning. The Larks and Colorado tied at 0.
No scores. We head to the top of the second. Palmer Hutchison sends a first pitch fastball to the left field corner. Rounds first, jogs into second, and slides in for a leadoff double on one pitch. Back-to-back innings that the Larks get a first pitch base runner. This one is the first hit of the game for either team as the Larks put a runner in scoring position as Grant Lung makes his way to the plate.
Palmer coming along late, has 2 home runs in that last series in Colorado, 1 against the Outlaws and 1 against the Saints. But his last appearance, he went 0 for 3. To the plate is Grant Lung, who went 0 for 3 as well on Sunday, but he got 2 walks and scored 3 times. Reached on a fielder's choice for the 3rd time in that game. So got on base 3 times and scored each time. Has his count up at 1-1. Lung started the season out batting in the 2 spot. Moved up to the leadoff guy, and these past 2 games has been batting in the 7th spot. Time is called, and they will call a balk on Hoskins, and Hutchison will get a free bag moving to 3rd base. 1 ball and a strike as Grant Lung digs back into the left-hander's batter's box. So we'll take it. Hoskins puts Hutchison on 3rd with nobody out. 1-1 becomes 2-1 as this one is towards the feet of Grant. Grant from the University of Sioux Falls. Batted .314 in his junior year. The 6-foot lefty played 33 games in the KCLB for the Valley Center Mud Daubers last year, and in 4 games against the Larks picked up 5 hits, a home run, and scored 6 times. Has his count to 2-2 after he swings above an off-speed from Luke Hoskins. Hoskins takes a look at Hutchison, facing him, goes from the stretch. It's a fastball out. Grant Lung, Baltimore chops to Sear at second base. He throws sidearm to Strickert for out number 1, but Grant Lung picks up an RBI as Hutchison scores from 3rd. Larks take a 1-0 lead. Bases are empty with 1 away. So we'll move to Jacob Wyatt, the catcher, headed to LSU. For Grant, that is RBI number 21. And for Palmer, that is the 13th time he's touched home plate this year. Jacob digs into the right-hander's batter's box, and now Hoskins can go from the windup. His first delivery, Wyeth reads it, sends it slowly to the hot corner at 3rd base. Van Zee moves in, throws to Strickert, and beats out Wyeth by a couple of steps. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 2nd. Hutchison started this inning out with a 1-pitch double. Lung grounded out, and now Wyeth has grounded out. We'll move to the beverage batter, Sean Cooper, at the bottom of the order. For those not familiar with the beverage batter at Larks Park, if Sean gets a hit, it will be half-price beverages for the remainder of the bottom of the 2nd inning. He digs into the left-hander's batter's box versus the North Paul Hoskins. Blue skies here in north central Kansas, no wind, pretty hot evening. Good turnout for the Larks fans here. We're above triple digits, socially distanced. 1-0 as a fastball misses outside on Coop. Takes a strike at the knees for a strike 1 called. Cooper in Sunday's game did not make an appearance in the batter's box. That's incorrect. He did come in to replace Hutchison late in the game, picked up 2 at-bats but struck out twice, batting for Hutch in the 6th spot. Fouls one back at the net, 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 away. Larks up 1-0. This is outside on a changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes as it rolls by Mozingo to the backstop, but nobody was on, so he'll go back to the mound as Mozingo goes back to behind the plate. It's Jermanian at the top of the order on deck. Kavanaugh in the hole. The 2-2 delivery. Hoskins delivers. Sean Cooper hits it hard to center field. McClellan moves a couple steps back and makes the catch. 30 feet in front of the 405 sign in deep center field. Then it will end the second inning. Larks get a run off of Grant Lung, and we move to the third inning. Larks ahead by 1. Bottom of the order in the top of the third, leading off is the first baseman Brady Stricker. Is a fastball inside for Munch, 1-0. Munch has faced 8 guys in the first 2 innings, struck out 2 and walked 2 and struck out 4, and has left guys on in the first 2 innings. It's a ground out to Palmer Hutchison, moves in, bobbles it, and gets his grip and throws fast to Truslow. 1 up, 1 down on 2 pitches to start the third inning. Back-to-back ground outs for the RoughRiders to Palmer Hutchison going back to the second inning. We'll go to the top of the order in the top of the third. It's Trevor Erickson, the right fielder. Erickson plays at Bryant and Stratton College. He struck out to start the game, and a fastball runs outside. 1 ball and no strikes to number 3. Erickson batting .291 with a .403 OBP. Has struck out 13 times this year. Munch picked up strikeout number 5 on the season off of Erickson back in the first inning. Hits the zone on this one and is grounded to Matt Cavanaugh, the shortstop spot off of the glove of Munch. He throws across the diamond. Again, Truslow has to stretch forward, drags his back foot on the bag, and secures it. 2 outs in the third on 2 ground outs to the left side of the infield. Munch has retired 4 straight, and we move to Jordan McClellan, the center fielder from Kansas City. Righty versus lefty. The southpaw delivers a beautiful slider that starts out over the left-hander's batter's box and high, moves across and catches the outside bottom corner. 2 away and an 0-1 count. This one misses the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. McClellan batting .343, has scored 17 times and driven in 9. Another slider for Munch in that same spot, painting the corner. 1-2 counts. Do it for Hayes in the bottom of this inning will be the top of the order, Jominian, Cavanaugh, and Divis. Munch gets set. 3 sliders in this at bat. Another ground out to Matt Cavanaugh, who throws across the infield, sidearm on a hop. Truslow again grabs it. 3 ground outs from Trevor Munch, retires the side as we move to the bottom of the third on Larks Network. This is Carson Ackerman on the call.
of the third. Top of the order, Leo Jiminian leads it off. His first pitch is a fastball down the middle. He sends it opposite field. It rolls to the 349 sign in right center. The throw will move Sear off the bag at second base, and Jiminian has a leadoff double. Larks started the second inning with a leadoff double off of Hutchison. He came around to score off the bat at grand lung. Larks reading Hoskins' pitches well. They have swung at a lot of first pitch ones and have reached base to start off all 3 innings. That's the second hit of the game for the Larks, and through 2 innings for Hoskins. Righty versus righty to Kavanaugh, who picked up a walk in the first inning to put runners on the corners, and then 3 straight outs for the Larks left him right there. 0-1 as Kavanaugh takes a strike over the outside part of the plate. Matt is in his second year with the Larks, was a first-team All-Leaguer last year and was the Defensive Player of the Year for the KCLB. Struck out just 6 times, the least on the team among players with over 100 at-bats, has his count moved to 1-1. That walk in the first inning for Matt Cav was number 10 on the season, sends one opposite field but out of play, 1-2. Larks were going right, left through their batting order in the past 3 games against the Saints, and past 3 games, one of those was against the Saints, 2 against the Outlaws. Today the first 4 in the order is right, left. This one is off the chest protector. Jiminian starts to move off second base and retreats as Mozingo hustles to get the ball. Mozingo from Calvert County, Maryland, plays at USC Aiken. Jiminian gets his lead, and Kavanaugh sends one in the gap on the right field side. It'll drop, and Jiminian will be held up at third base. And it's the first of the day for Matt Kavanaugh, now 1 for 1. And that is his 24th single of the day. So just like the first inning, the Larks have runners on the corners with nobody out as Wyatt Divis makes his way to the plate. Wyatt Divis struck out in the first inning. That was just the 13th time he's been punched out this season. A few of those were in Colorado this past weekend on some questionable calls that sent him back to the dugout. Austin gets set, looks over his shoulder at Kavanaugh, looks at Jiminian, throws to Divis, low and inside on a fastball, 1-0. Divis is in his 3rd year with the Larks. Last year he was another first-team All-Leaguer for the Larks and won KCLB Co-Pitcher of the Year and led the Larks in wins, going 5-1 through 9 appearances. Second delivery to Divis is a swing and a miss, as it was an off-speed that Divis read well, but just swung above it, 1-1. Pearson is on deck, Truslow is in the hole. Movement in the pen for Hayes is a righty. This one a fastball high above the letters for Wyatt Divis. We'll see if the pen is just a guy throwing pen to get some reps, or if it's actually a guy warming up, ready to go to the game. The 2-1 delivery is popped up into center field. McClellan and Compamizi move towards it. McClellan will make the catch. Jiminian starts the tag, and the throw is home. Kavanaugh reads that well. A very smart play for a guy who just had his sophomore year cut short. When the throw comes home and the catcher moved to get it, Kavanaugh tagged up at first and moved to second base, and the catch was made about 15 feet behind second base. Kavanaugh read the situation well and puts himself in scoring position and eliminating the potential inning-ending double play. Divis is now 0 for 2 on the day, and there's 2 in scoring position with 1 away to Cameron Pearson, who popped up to Mozingo in the first. Righty versus righty. The first pitch is an off-speed that is off the turf in the left-hander's batter's box. Mozingo snags it with his glove and throws it back, 1-0. Cam this year batting .378 with a slugging percentage at .646. Has scored 21 times and drove in 5 less than that. 2 straight balls outside to the left fielder from Cochise College. Hoskins looks at Jeminian, the French center fielder, and delivers to Pearson, who sends it opposite field. Erickson moves back. He's at the line and drops in fair territory and rolls to the corner. He gets up off the dirt, and Cameron Pearson rounds third. Kavanaugh rounds third and heads home. Pearson rounded second. It's a triple for Cameron Pearson, clearing the bases and scoring 2. For Cam, that was a beautiful hit. That is his second triple this year. Just picked up RBI 17 and 18. Kavanaugh scored for the 18th time this year, and Jeminian scored for the 23rd time this year. Jeminian now tied for the team lead in runs scored with Grant Lung. One swing of the bat clears the bases and puts Pearson at third and makes the Larks lead move to 3-0. To Corbin Truslow we go, the guy batting in the left-hander's batter's box. Larks have 3 hits today, all extra base hits. Two doubles, a single, and a triple. So forgot there was that single from Kavanaugh. So there is one non-extra base hit. 4 hits have come from Hutchison, Jeminian, and Kavanaugh. Pearson gets caught in a rundown as it's grounded at Hoskins. He reads it well and is caught. They've made 3 throws to Pearson and keeps it going, keeps faking out guys, and they're going to tag him out 5 feet in front of home plate. But Corbin Truslow moves to second base on a fielder's choice. Hoskins made a heads-up play. Instead of immediately going to first, looked Pearson back to the bag, and they ended up getting him caught in a pickle. A long out, but none the same. It is out number 2, and there's a runner on second base in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now to Palmer Hutchison, who doubled to start the 2nd inning. Grant Lung then drove him in on a ground out. Larks down to their final out of the inning. They've already scored 2. They were silent in the first. And got a run in the second, 2 here today in the 3rd. Hoskins drops his shoulders, takes a breath, and delivers one that misses Hutchison's shoulder inside. 1 ball and no strikes. For Palmer in that double, that was his 3rd this year, hit number 9, and his 5th extra base hit. Swings late on this one, drops and fouls it out of play down the right field line, 1-1. That was a beautifully placed ball from Pearson on that triple. Erickson was reading it, dove, and it went off his glove and rolled into the corner. The 1-1 to Hutch is in the zone for a called strike 2. Hutch will have to protect the plate, doesn't want to leave Truslow in scoring position to end the inning. It's Lung on deck, Wyeth in the hole for your Hayes Larks. Due up in the 4th inning will be Mozingo, Van Zee, and Goldfarb, but in the meantime, a fastball misses outside, 2-2. Larks have 3 hits this inning. They've gotten 4 guys on base. The 2-2 delivery to Hutchison outside. Mozingo drops to his knees and blocks it. It's a full count for Hutchison. For Hoskins, he now has 14 earned runs this year, and he will get a punch out on Palmer Hutchison. This one ran outside, but the umpire, Randy Jordan, behind the plate says it will end the inning, and Hutchison will head back to the dugout. Down for the first time today. Larks get 2 in the 3rd. We move to the 4th. Larks up 3-0.
3 scoreless innings for Trevor Munch, and it is a day for him as the Larks go to the bullpen and Trey Riggs comes to the mound. So Munch eliminates himself from a decision as he only went 3 innings. Will stay at 1-1 this year, and it's a strike called on Mozingo to start the inning. He struck out against Munch in the first inning for out number 2. Riggs making appearance number 7 this year as he's on 6 1/3, no record. All his appearances are in relief. A ground out will go to the third base side, and Palmer Hutchison throws across the diamond, and Corbin Truslow is pulled off the bag but slides his right foot back onto it for out number 1. Palmer Hutchison and Trey Riggs, both graduates in the class of 2019 from Hayes High. Both went the JUCO route. Palmer to Kansas City, Kansas. Trey to Dodge City, Kansas. And they played for Frank Leo and Keith Harper at Hayes High School. Trey and Palmer both had a lot of success at Hayes High. Trey was a Sports in Kansas honorable mention prior to his senior year, and then in his senior year was a 5A first team All-State, according to Sports in Kansas. Was a 2-time All-WAC conference first team member, and in 2019 was the conference player of the year, going 6-2 with a 1.71 ERA. The 0-1 delivery is grounded to Matt Cavanaugh. He waits on it. It rolls to him. He throws a Truslow. Every out today that's not a strikeout has been a ground out to the left side of the infield. There's been 3 that have gone to Hutchison and 2 to Cavanaugh. Trey Riggs has struck out 9 this year, walked just 4 through 6 1/3, has allowed 13 hits, has an ERA of 11.368 and a whip of over 2.5. He'll get a foul ball off of Goldfarb, who's 0 for 1 today, struck out to start the second inning as Van Zee grounded out to Cavanaugh. He's now 0 for 2 on the day. 0-1 to the DH. It's popped to center field. Goldfarb from Longmont, Colorado will pop up to the guy from France. Leo Geminian makes the catch in shallow center field. 3 up, 3 down for Trey Riggs and the Larks in the 4th inning. Bottom of the 4th we go. Leading off is Grant Lung. Due up as the bottom of the order for Hayes. Takes a first pitch ball as Hoskins makes his way to the mound for his 4th inning. Righty versus lefty. The windup delivery is above the letters on Lung. 2 balls and no strikes. And Munch and Riggs have combined for 4 scoreless innings. Larks have scored 3 in the past 2. They'll look to add to their total here in the 4th. Outfield shifts right against the lefty, and Lung is up in the count 3-0. Lung grounded out to another second baseman in the second. Sear got him out on a 4-3 ground out. Lung will be taken all the way, and it's a strike called as he'll get back in the left-hander's batter's box after starting to make his way to first. Hitters count for the second baseman, who is tied for the team lead in runs scored and leads the team in RBIs. He did lead the team in RBIs, but after a 9 RBI weekend for Corbin Truslow on Saturday and Sunday, he now holds the team lead with 26. Lung held the team lead for most of the season. He has 20 and he has a full count. He protects on pitch number 6, and we'll get a second payoff pitch as it goes out of play. On deck is Wyeth, in the hole Sean Cooper for your Hayes Larks. This delivery on the payoff pitch is grounded up the middle. Sear moves in, throws across his body on an athletic play, and Lung grounds out to the second baseman for the second time today. One away to Jacob Wyeth, who grounded out to Van Zee for out number 2 of that second inning. Lung heads back to the dugout for the second time today. This one not picking up an RBI when he drove in Hutchison back in the second. First delivery to Wyeth drops into the zone late. 0-1. No balls and a strike, one away. Hoskins goes from the windup, and it drops in the zone. 2 straight strikes called on Jacob Wyeth. Wyeth had a hot series in his first series in Colorado. His second one didn't quite put up the same numbers. On pitch number 3 of the at-bat, he skies it to left center field. McClellan moves under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Wyeth still has had a very, very solid season, batting .383, and leads the team in slugging percentage. 2 outs to start the 4th inning. We move to Sean Cooper, who flew out to McClellan to end the second inning. Sean is batting .270, reaches base 40% of the time in his plate appearances, has picked up 15 walks, and has scored 16 times. First pitch to him misses the zone low, 1-0. Hoskins shakes off a sign, moves his glove, gets his grip, and delivers. Sean Cooper is behind it, fouls it out of play into the fan pavilion over on the left field side. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 away. Hoskins gets a sign from Ozingo, goes straight to Cooper. It's a fastball low and outside, 2-1 against the right fielder from Arizona. Cooper has 17 hits this year, 2 doubles and 15 singles. The righty delivers to the lefty, and Cooper pumps it up again over the left side. This one will bounce in the Larks bullpen, and the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Due up in the 5th inning is Smith, but he will be batting after Sear, who will Sear, Smith, and Gompamisi. 2 balls and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 4th, 2 away, bases empty. Larks up by 3. Hoskins delivers outside that Sean reaches for on an off speed. He misses it, and it's the second time he's gone down today. Strikeout number 21 on the season for Coop, and that sends us to the 5th inning. Larks held scoreless for the first time since the 1st. Larks still up by 3 against the RoughRiders. Hey Larks fans, click that subscribe button. It's completely free. This isn't like a magazine subscription or a TV subscription. You won't get billed, you won't get spam emails, but you will help us reach our goal. Right now we're at about 600 subscribers, but we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. We have thousands of views from this season, but only 600 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe when you're watching if you haven't yet. When you hit that button, the Larks will show up in your subscription section of your account. That's it. No fees, no payments, no registration or information. Share the Larks YouTube page with your friends and tune into our broadcast. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel, supporting the team, and subscribing. The Larks have the best fans, and we're grateful for Larks Nation. Now, let's get back to the game. Top of the fifth we go from Hays, Kansas at Larks Park in downtown Hays. Trey Riggs back to the mound for inning number 2. Jeff Sear will lead it off. The second baseman is 0 for 0 on the day, walking in the second, reached third base, and then Munch got back-to-back outs and left him 90 feet from home. First pitch from Trey Riggs misses the zone outside. 1 ball in, no strikes. Riggs has made appearances against the Cougars, Outlaws, Pirates, Sox, Collegians. This is the RoughRiders' first look at the righty from Dodge City Community College. After 2 straight balls, a fastball is down the middle, 2-1. Riggs made 2 appearances for the Conquistadors, went 0-1 through 2 innings, had 4 earned runs and a strikeout. The 2-1 delivery is a slider that runs outside. Hitters counts for the second baseman, batting in the 6th spot. Sear in his last game went 1 for 2, picked up an RBI and a walk. And on the year, he is batting .269 with 3 RBIs and 7 runs scored. Fouls one off. It's a full count, and Riggs will deliver his first payoff pitch today. Riggs' last pitch against the Outlaws on Saturday went 2 innings, allowing 3 hits and a run. Struck out 3 and picks up another strikeout on the year, striking out Sear on 6 pitches to start the 5th inning. Larks, thanks to Trevor Munch and Trey Riggs, have retired 9 straight RoughRiders. We move to Josh Smith, the left fielder. Smith batting .271 this year. He's from Mississippi College and has 16 hits, so a double and 15 singles. Watches a first pitch strike hit the glove of Jacob Wyeth. 1 away in an 0-1 count, bases empty. The Larks up 3-0. Due up in the bottom of the inning will be Jiminian, Kavanaugh, and Divis. The 3rd time we'll start off an inning at the top of the order. 1 ball and a strike as this one runs outside on an off speed. Righty versus lefty. Riggs the northpaw on the mound. Smith the southpaw in the box. Swings and misses at an off speed under it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Riggs got off to a shaky start through an inning against the Cougars on June 25th. Allowed 3 hits and 2 earned runs. Bounced back against the Outlaws, going in an inning, allowing just 1 hit. Then went 2/3 of an inning against the Pirates, allowing 2 earned runs. And then on July 2nd, went 2/3 of an inning again, this time allowing 3 earned runs. Since then, he's been solid through an inning against the Collegians, striking out 3. Against the Outlaws, had an earned run in 2 innings. And has gotten 4 outs today, make it 5 after a 5-pitch strikeout to Josh Smith. Back-to-back strikeouts for Riggs. That's number 11 on the season, his 2nd of the day. Went to Timothy Compamizi. 10 straight RoughRiders have gone down. Compamizi grounded out to Palmer Hutchison to end the top of the 2nd inning. Compamizi in his last game went 0 for 3, striking out 3 times against the Outlaws. His first pitch is a slider that starts out inside and moves across the plate for a called strike 1. Compamizi batting under .200, has struck out 27 times and gotten just 11 hits. The 0-1 delivery to him. Another slider. This one catches the outside part of the plate. 2 straight strikes for Riggs against Compamizi. Riggs hitting the zone here. Continues his momentum. Nobody up in the pen for Hayes and nobody moving for the Colorado RoughRiders. The 0-2 delivery. A fastball that hits the left-hander's batter's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. To the 8-hole shortstop. On deck is Brady Strickert. In the hole is Trevor Erickson. Righty versus righty. Riggs shakes off a sign from Jacob Wyeth, and before he can nod at the second one, Compamizi calls time. Riggs appeared in a game last year for the Larks after graduating high school, played against the Boulder Collegians and had a few earned runs in an inning. The 6-foot freshman with 4 years of eligibility left gets a foul ball out of Compamizi. Will stay at 1-2 for pitch number 5 of this at-bat. It's been a quick first 4 innings and 2 outs in the 5th, just about an hour into this game. Riggs shakes off a sign from Wyatt, gives him a nod on sign number 2, and will go from the stretch. It's a changeup high above the letters, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Larks fans and Rocky Mountain baseball fans, make sure you follow the Larks on Twitter and Facebook. Stay up to date with all things Larks baseball this summer. Subscribe on YouTube. We'll be broadcasting the remainder of the games this season, just like we have been all year. So catch the next 2 games against the RoughRiders on Wednesday and Thursday right here on Larks Network. Larks fans and RoughRiders alike, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. You'll be notified each time we go live for these next 2 games, so you won't miss a minute of action. Riggs misses the zone here, and we'll get a full count. Riggs' second full count today, and he'll go from the stretch, offsets his front foot, and delivers. It's a slider grounded to Palmer Hutchison in the hot corner, moves in, throws after a couple of steps, shuffling his feet, and Truslow secures it. 11 straight RoughRiders have gone down. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Larks up by 3 on Larks Network. Bottom of the 5th we go from North Central Kansas. It's Pack the Pantry Night at Larks Park with donations of non-perishable goods going to the Community Assistance Center. Leading off the bottom of the 5th is the top of the order. Leo Gemini in the 3rd inning. He's led off, has reached base in both plate appearances, had a hit by pitch in the 1st, and then had a double in the 2nd when he came around to score, along with Matt Cavanaugh on a triple from Cam Pearson. Second delivery to him is a strike, and the 3rd one he grounds to left field. 2 straight hits for Leo Jeminian. 3 times he's reached base against Luke Hoskins, leadoff base runner for the Larks. Larks have started off with a leadoff base runner in every inning but the 4th. Jeminian has already stolen a base today as Matt Cavanaugh makes his way to the plate. Cavanaugh 1 for 1 today with a single, a run scored, and a walk. That was the 5th hit of the day for Hayes. Cavanaugh responsible for 20% of them. And the first delivery to him is high, 1-0. Jeminian has 2 out of the 5 Larks hits, a double and a single. He gets his lead at first base. Stricker will keep him honest after a pick-off attempt from Hoskins is not in time. Hoskins in his 5th inning, if he can get all 3 outs, it'll be the longest he's gone this season. He went 1 1/3 against Boulder on June 17th, went 4 2/3 on June 28th against Boulder, and then went 2 against the Saints on July 2nd and 2 1/3 against the Cougars on the 7th. His second pitch to Matt Cav runs to the backstop. Another wild pitch puts a Lark in scoring position. Jeminian moves to second base. Cavanaugh up in the count, 2 balls and no strikes with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Larks are on a 3-game winning streak. They're 15-6 on the year. They're first in the league, a half a game up. RoughRiders are 13-11, 4 games back. They're 4th in the league on a 1-game losing streak. Cavanaugh pops one opposite field. Jeminian caught between the base paths and will go back to the bag after Erickson secures it for out number 1 of the 5th inning. We go to Wyatt Divis, 0 for 2 on the day with a flyout to McClellan in the 3rd and then striking out in the 1st inning. Divis, the DH, pitched quite a bit for the Larks to start the year. It's been over a week since we've seen Divis on the mound. He's been hitting DH and got a start in left field on Sunday while Corbin Truslow picked up the DH spot. First pitch to him is a fastball off the number 18 on his back. It's a hit by pitch for Wyatt Divis. That is the 2nd time he's been plunked this year. And there's 2 on with 1 out. The second hit by pitch of the day for Luke Hoskins. The other one was Leo Jeminian in the 1st inning. And Leo stands at second base here in the 5th. To the plate is a cleanup hitter, Cameron Pearson, who popped up to Mazingo on a foul ball in the 1st and then tripled in the 3rd. First pitch to Cameron. He swings on it, pops it to deep left field. Moving in is Smith as he had a defensive adjustment playing deep, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Pearson reached for that one and dropped his hands. 2 away. He's now 1 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs. We move to Corbin Truslow, the 5-spot first baseman. 0 for 2 on the day, reaching on a fielder's choice in the 3rd and popping up to Smith in left field to end the 1st inning. Cameron Pearson is in the dugout now. It's Leo Jeminian on second and Wyatt Divis at first. The first delivery to Truslow is a changeup for a called strike. Home plate umpire is Randy Jordan. On the base paths is Dwight Nichols here at Larks Park. No balls and a strike to Truslow. Hoskins takes a look at Leo Jeminian, delivers a slider outside. 1 ball and a strike. Larks have hits in every inning but the 1st and 4th. They went down in order in the 4th inning. They have a single in the 5th, 3 hits in the 3rd, and a double in the 2nd. The 1-1 delivery to him. Truslow is eager on it, hits it hard down the right field line. Great contact just early on it, and fouls it off. He's down the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck is Palmer Hutchison in the hole, Grant Lung. Corbin leads the team in RBIs. He scored 15 times and has been plunked 5. Has 29 hits. 6 of those are extra bases. fourth delivery of the at-bat is an outside fastball that Truslow wanted to swing at, lean forward and watch it go by. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
17 runs driven in, 16 scored, so it's off to a pretty good spring before the season ended.
Corbin from Georgetown, Texas, swings and pops up this one down the left field side. Van Zee moves back. Compamizi gets called off by the third baseman, and Larks will end the inning, leaving 2 on. They have now led 5 guys on base today. We go to the 6th inning. Hayes up by 3 against Colorado.
What we do here is go back.
Top of the 6th we go. Leading it off is the bottom of the order, Brady Strickert, number 29. He pops one up over to the first base side. It takes a hop, and Truslow gets it. Tags the bag himself. 1 pitch, 1 out, and Strickert is now 0 for 2.
Right fielder number 3, Trevor Erickson.
We'll go to the top of the order. 12 straight Colorado RoughRiders have gone down thanks to Trey Riggs and Trevor Munch. 1 away at Trevor Erickson, who struck out against Munch in the first, grounded out to Kavanaugh in the third. It's his first look at Trey Riggs, who came in the 4th inning. First delivery to him, he paints the outside corner. No balls and a strike against the right fielder. Second pitch to him is hit to center field. It drops between Jeminian and Cooper. It's the first hit at all today. It's the first base runner they've had since the second. So after 16 outs, the RoughRiders finally get their first hit in the top of the 6th. For Trevor Erickson, that is single number 12 this year, hit number 17. He's now 1 for 3 on the day, and he's aboard at first with 1 away. Inside on an off speed, Riggs down 1-0 against McClellan, who walked against Munch in the first and then grounded out to Kavanaugh to end the 3rd inning. Righty versus righty. Ground over to Palmer Hutchison. He chases into foul territory as there's movement in the pen. It looks like Brady Rose is one of the guys, along with Landon Shire, up in the pen for your Hayes Larks. 1 ball and a strike, 1 away runner on first in the top of the 6th. RoughRiders scoreless, Larks have 3. They're leading. Runner takes off from first base. It's grounded between Hutchison and Kavanaugh. Back-to-back singles for the RoughRiders put 2 on with 1 out.
Got first and second with one away. Not hit all that
To Joe Mozingo, the catcher in the 3-hole, who's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. He was the first hitter Trey Riggs faced. That was in the 4th inning, grounded out to Hutchison to start it.
now giving up back-to-back base hits.
So after 5 1/3 hitless innings for Larks pitchers, 2 straight singles, and that's the only 2 they have versus the Larks 5. There's a runner in scoring position for the first time since the 2nd inning when Sear reached 3rd base. Riggs takes a look at the runner on second, who starts to take off, holds up, throws a slider in the zone for a called strike against the catcher. Still defensively for Hayes, it's Cooper, Pearson, and Jemanian in the outfield, Hutchison, Kavanaugh, Lung, and Trussell in the infield, Jacob Wyeth behind the dish, and now it's Trey Riggs on the plate. Time is called mid-delivery, and he'll go back to the mound with some frustration. He's still up in the count, no balls and a strike. Duo for the Larks in the bottom of the 6th inning will be Hutchison, Lung, and Wyeth.
Game day with 5 errors tonight. And had a chance to at least tie the Larks for the time being.
Riggs takes a look at the runner at second a couple of times, gets a pop-up to the middle of the infield. Grant Lung retreats, takes a couple steps on the grass, calls off Jemanian, and makes the catch for out number 2.
Jackson Van Zee.
Van Zee's 0 for 2. He's flying to right.
2 away, 2 on. Top of the 6th. To Van Zee, who flew out to Cooper to end the top of the 1st, and then grounded out to Matt Kavanaugh for out number 2 of the 4th inning. He's from Denver, Colorado, plays at Metro State University. It's his 2nd look at the Conquistador from Dodge City, Kansas Community College. His first delivery is a fastball down the pipe, but low. 1 ball and no strikes.
So the Larks now a full game lead over game day. Denver is idle tonight. Larks can win. Denver would move into 2nd place.
Righty versus righty, a swing and a miss. It bounces off Jacob Wyeth's chest protector, and the runners advance 90 feet. 1-1 counts. Moving to 3rd base is Erickson. To 2nd is McClellan.
McClellan the second, the ball bounced in there. Full
Trey has held his opponents to a batting average of .481 prior to this game. Had gotten 3 flyouts and 3 groundouts, and when balls are put in play, opponents get hits 2/3 of the time off of Riggs. Struck out 11 this season, 2 today, and has gotten 23 swing and misses this year. Off speed in the zone, or excuse me, not in the zone, towards the feet of Van Zee. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 away and 2 in scoring position.
5 hits, no errors for the Larks. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error.
Riggs takes a look at Erickson, looks at Wyeth, gets his sign, delivers a slider that drops into the zone for a call strike 2. A nice pitch for Riggs, rebuttaling the account. 2's count, 2 away.
Tonight. One of the fewest runs in the RNBL this summer so far.
Runner at 2nd. McClellan has a big lead, nobody keeping him in check with 2 away. And before Riggs can get set, Van Zee wants time. Van Zee has been the 3rd baseman tonight, has had 1 ground out to him, and he secured a pop-up to end the 5th inning. The 2's delivery from Riggs, a fastball over the outside part of the plate, striking out looking as Van Zee, and that'll end the top of the 6th inning. The RoughRiders will be down to their final 9 outs in the 7th. The Larks take a 3-0 lead to the bottom of this inning. Palmer Hutchison's going to lead off the bottom of the 6th. His first pitch inside on a changeup. As Hoskins is to the mound for inning number 6. This is the longest he's pitched this season, and it's his first start of the year. He's in position to take the loss unless his offense can rebuttal behind him. 2 straight balls. This one was outside to Hutchison. Hutchison 1 for 2 in the day with a double and a strikeout. Scored in the 2nd inning and then struck out looking to end the 3rd. 2 balls and a strike to Hutch to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Scoreboard along at Larks Park. Umpire holds up the 2-1 count, and it's 2-2 after a fastball gets called on Hutch. Umpire holds up the count to the scorekeeper. Larks Park scoreboard again wrong. Seems to be a theme this season. Hoskins will go from the windup. Righty versus righty. Hutchison moves his waist out of the way as it was running towards him. It's a full count for the 3rd baseman. On deck is Grant Lung in the hole, Jacob Wyeth. The payoff pitch, he's early on it. Lines it right at Van Zee, who makes a hop and secures it right at the 3rd baseman. A well-hit ball. One 3rd baseman lines out to the other. Larks have 1 out in the bottom of the 6th as Grant Lung makes his way to the dish. Grant is 0 for 2 on the day with an RBI. First pitch to Lung off the turf. So Van Zee is actually playing shortstop. That was Mark Hunter who made the catch. The second delivery to Lung is outside. 2 straight balls to start off the at-bat. So it'll be a day for Compamizi, and we will see Hunter bat for him. 3 straight balls to Grant Lung to start the at-bat. Hoskins started out the game with 6 straight balls, hitting Jeminian and walking Kavanaugh, but then rebuttal with a strikeout from Divis. Since then, he hasn't allowed a walk, but he did hit Wyatt Divis in the 5th inning. Larks have picked up 1 walk, 5 hits. They have no errors. Neither team has an error today. RoughRiders have picked up 2 hits, and they haven't scored at all. It's a 4-pitch walk for Grant Lung, the first walk for Hayes since the 1st inning. He's aboard for the first time today. We'll go to Jacob Wyeth, who's 0 for 2 in the day, flying out to McClellan in the 4th inning, grounding out to Van Zee in the 2nd. Righty versus lefty. Righty versus righty as Hoskins gets set on the rubber, goes from the stretch, throws an outside slider, a ball, and no strikes to Wyeth. Still nobody up in the pen for the RoughRiders, but there is a couple of guys making their way out on the right field side. Baltimore chop for Jacob Wyeth. Moving in is Van Zee at the shortstop spot. It'll be the first error of the game for either team as it goes under his glove and into left field. Wyeth reaches base for the first time today, and Grant Lung touches second base for the first time today. And coming out of the dugout is the interim coach for the RoughRiders, Erickson. He's going to have a chat with Hoskins as Mozingo makes his way to the plate. They're having a chat on the turf mound, and Erickson quickly makes his way back to the dugout as Sean Cooper will make his way to the plate after having his chat with Frank Leo. Lung at second, and Wyeth at first. Running for Jacob Wyeth is Jace Armstrong from Fort Hays State University. He's been courtesy running before this last series when he didn't make the trip with the Larks to Colorado. Instead, Ryan Reuter and Trey Riggs had run for the catchers. And Jace Armstrong has scored 6 times this year, but has only 1 hit in 5 at-bats. Those runs coming for Max McGuire and Jacob Wyeth.
20, Jace Armstrong.
Sean Cooper on the day 0 for 2 with a flyout to end the second and a strikeout to end the fourth. There's runners on base for the first time when he's at bat since the second inning. 1 ball and no strikes as this one is at Sean's feet. Armstrong gets his lead, playing in at first base is Strickard on the green turf. Sean Cooper cracks his bat, and it's popped to the second baseman. An expensive pop-up, and he'll need to get a new bat, and that's out number 2. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 6th, as Jeminian makes his way to the plate. Righty versus righty, it's Jeminian's 4th plate appearance, has reached base, and his 3 previous on a single, a double, and a hit-by-pitch scored in the 3rd inning. The first delivery to him, he reads well, is just a bit early, drops his front foot, and sends it on a line drive down the left field line. Chasing the ball down the left field line is Corbin Truslow. Hoskins takes a second to get off the mound, regather himself, and will deliver to Jeminian. Mozingo sets up inside. Pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and a strike. Armstrong gets his lead at first. Grant Lung with a big lead at second. Nobody holding them on. A slider runs outside off the turf. Mozingo slides to his right and blocks it. 2-1 count as Lung and Armstrong remain where they're at. Due up in the 7th inning will be Goldfarb, Sear, and Smith for the RoughRiders. Hoskins shakes, delivers to Jeminian. It's right down the pipe on an off speed. Jeminian takes it for a called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Larks up 3-0. Hoskins takes a look at Lung, who starts to take off, holds up, dances, and gets him distracted as he throws one in the turf. Jeminian has a full count. Hoskins will get set. Ignores Lung this time. Runners take off on the payoff pitch. It's a line drive over the leaping Van Zee. Grant Lung will be sent home, and to third base is Jace Armstrong, and Jeminian has his 2nd double today. He's 3 for 3, reaching base 4 times. He now has an RBI.
Shortstop number 3, Matt Kavanaugh.
So put 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. Larks up 4-0 as Grant Lung came around to score. Lung now has an RBI and a run scored after that walk. He walked for the 23rd time this year. He leads the team by 3, and he just scored for the 24th time. He now holds the team lead as Jeminian has 23. And for Leo, that was RBI number 7. Armstrong creeps down the line at third base as Kavanaugh takes a first pitch strike. Kavanaugh walked in the first, singled in the third, came around to score, and then popped up for out number 1 of the 5th inning. Larks pick up their first run since the 3rd inning. They were silent in the 1st, 4th, and 5th, picked up a run in the 2nd and 2 in the 3rd. That was the 6th hit of the day, the 3rd one off of Leo Jeminian. He's responsible for half the hits. The center fielder having a great day at the plates and on the field. Second delivery to Kavanaugh, he grounds to the third baseman, Hunter, who throws across a diamond, pulls Strickard off the bag on a hop, and he drags his back foot to get Matt Kavanaugh out to end the 6th inning. Larks get 1 off of Leo Jeminian, and we move to the 7th. Larks up 4-0. Leading it off is Colton Goldfarb. He's 0 for 2 today with a pop-up and a strikeout. 3 innings for Trey Riggs and 3 innings for Trevor Munch. No earned runs. Trey Riggs allowed 2 hits, none for Munch, and to the mound for the 7th inning is the southpaw Brady Rose. 6'5" freshman misses the zone on pitch number 2. Count moves to 1-1. Brady Rose plays at McClellan Community College. He's a southpaw from Westminster, Colorado. Made 6 appearances for the Highlanders. Went 3-0. All his appearances were in relief with a 3.55 ERA and a strikeout per 9 innings ratio of 12.79. Ground ball up the middle on a broken bat, and Matt Cavanaugh moves towards it, calls off Grant Long, and throws out Goldfarb for out number 1 of the 7th inning. Second broken bat we've seen today here at Larks Park. Now to Jeff Sear, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout in the 5th against Riggs, and then a walk in the 2nd against Munch. For Brady Rose, this is appearance number 7. He had 1 start against Boulder, and he is 1-0 on the year. First delivery to Jeff Sear. He's behind it and over it for a swing and a miss, 0-1. Rose 1-0 this year, has allowed 7 hits and 2 earned runs, walked just 3 but struck out 15 through 14 innings. Gets another swing and a miss out to Sear, up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Rose has an ERA of 1.286 and a whip of 7.14. Rose goes from the windup and he'll punch out Sear for the 2nd straight time. Sear will go down on strikes. This one looking, the other one was swinging. 2 outs for Brady Rose. 16 strikeouts now on the season for Brady Rose. Brady Rose has made 3 appearances since July 9th, and he hasn't allowed a hit since July 9th. That is absolutely crazy. Has gone 3 2/3 innings now since then. Gets a foul ball to Josh Smith, who's 0 for 2 in the day, striking out against Munch and Riggs. Munch struck out 4, Riggs struck out 3, and Rose has struck out 1. This one an off speed, misses his zone. 2 balls and a strike to the left fielder. Rose will go from the windup, and the southpaw misses the zone outside, 3-1. 2 hits all game for the RoughRiders, no runs. Nobody has gone farther than 3rd base, and only 1 guy has gotten past 2nd base. It's a 5-pitch walk for Brady Rose, number 4 on the year, and that is just the 3rd one of the day for the Larks pitching staff, and that's the first one since the 2nd inning. Smith aboard for the first time today. 2 away in the top of the 7th. Timothy Compamizi would be batting right now, but he had been replaced by Mark Hunter, an infielder from Arvada, Colorado, plays at Blue Mountain Community College. So it'll be his first look at the Larks today. Compamizi finishes his day 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts to Palmer Hutchison. Mark Hunter's first swing is way behind Brady Rose. He's down the count 0-1. Hunter batting .250 this year, has 8 hits, 7 singles and a double. Rose looks at the runner on first, Smith, and delivers, gets another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2 count with 2 away. RoughRiders down to their final 7 outs of the game. Big opportunity for the Larks. They have a half a game lead. They can make it a full game lead with a win right here. Runner starts to take off, and they will call a balk on Brady Rose. Hadn't seen many balks prior to this game, and we've seen 2 tonight. 1 from Hoskins and now 1 from Rose. Runner moves to 2nd base. Will still stay at an 0-2 count. Lefty versus righty. Munch start of the game is replaced by Riggs, and now Rose comes in relief of Riggs and picks up a strikeout to end the inning. That is number 17 this year, number 9 of the day for the RoughRiders, and that sends us to the 7th inning stretch on Larks Network. The 7th inning has been stretched here on Larks Network. We go to the bottom half of the 7th. Leading it off is Wyatt Divis, 0 for 2 in the day with a strikeout, a pop-up, and a hit-by-pitch. Up in the count, 1-0, as the new pitcher, Parker Lewis, delivers a ball off the turf. Lewis from Longmont, Colorado, plays at Central Methodist University. His second pitch is grounded softly to Sear at second base, who pulls Strickard off the bag on a close throw. And Divis is out as Strickard gets that left foot back on the bag. So now we move to Cameron Pearson, a triple on the day with 2 RBIs, but he's 1 for 3 with a flyout and a pop-out. Parker Lewis is making appearance number 9. His 8th in relief, is 2-1 on the year with a save. Has allowed 20 hits and 8 earned runs through 16 2/3 innings. Has 11 walks and 9 strikeouts, an ERA of 4.3 and a WHIP of 1.86. 1-0 on Cameron Pearson. On deck is Corbin Truslow in the hole. Palmer Hutchison. Lewis hits the zone for the second time today and gets a called strike on Cam. 2 balls and a strike on the left fielder from Arizona. Harrison late on this one, pops it out of the play over the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Truslow awaits on deck. Lewis, a righty, facing off against the righty Pearson. He has a short frame and delivers one inside. Pearson gets his hands in and pops it up over the left side. Could have dropped. It's Smith. Had just been a little bit slower. Instead, it's a fly out to the left field side for the second time today for Pearson. 2 away, bases empty in the bottom of the 7th inning from Larks Park. It's been a quick game. We're just an hour and 40 minutes into it here from North Central Kansas. Lewis drops his shoulders when he throws. He finishes really close to the turf, but it's worked for him today, getting 2 outs and a called strike on Truslow. He goes from the windup, righty versus lefty, a slow changeup that Truslow swings on and hits out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. Lewis hasn't made an appearance since July 16th. That was against the Sox, where he threw 1 inning. This season he's held his opponents to a batting average of 400 and gets a strikeouts per regulation game ratio of 4.86. His 1-2 delivery inside off the glove of Mozingo. It pops back, but nobody's on. 2-2 count to Truslow, 2 away. Due up in the 8th inning will be Strickert, Erickson, and McClellan. So after 6 innings, it's a day for Hoskins. He's in position to pick up the loss, and Lewis gets a strikeout off of Corbin. Truslow at an off speed. For Parker Lewis, that is strikeout number 10 on the year, and for Corbin, that is just the 11th time he's been down on strikes. Truslow is now 0 for 4 on the day, and that sends us to the 8th inning on Larks Network. Larks up 4-0. Click that subscribe button. It's completely free. This isn't like a magazine subscription or a TV subscription. You won't get billed, you won't get spam emails, but you will help us reach our goal. Right now we're at about 600 subscribers, but we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. We have thousands of views from this season, but only 600 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe when you're watching if you haven't yet. When you hit that button, the Larks will show up in your subscription section of your account. That's it. No fees, no payments, no registration or information. Share the Larks YouTube page with your friends and tune into our broadcast. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel, supporting the team, and subscribing. The Larks have the best fans, and we're grateful for Larks Nation. Now, let's get back to the game. Larks have a scoreless inning for the 4th time today in the 7th. The RoughRiders have 7 scoreless innings, and it'll be their 2nd time in their 2nd inning. Look at Brady Rose. Rose got 3 outs against 4 batters faced in the 7th, walking 1, striking out 2. It's 2-0, and it becomes 2-1 against Strickert, who's 0 for 2 in the day, grounding out to Hutchison in the 3rd to start the inning, and then grounding out to Truslow to start the inning in the 6th. This is the 3rd time we'll start off an inning, and flies out to Leo Jeminian in center field on 4 pitches. 1 away, base is empty. RoughRiders down to their final 5 outs. We move to the top of the order. Tyler Erickson, the right fielder, struck out against Munch in the 1st, grounded out to Kavanaugh in the 3rd. He is 1 for 3 on the day after singling in the 6th and breaking up the no-hitter. Larks were 11 outs away from a no-hitter, and then he singled, and then McClellan followed up with a single of his own. Rose fires in a first pitch strike, and the second one is fouled back. He's up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes against Erickson. Rose starts off with first pitch strikes. Over 70% of the batters he faces, and when he does that, 80% of them end up with an out. 3 strikes and 3 out, or excuse me, 3 strikes and an out for Brady Rose. Waves Erickson back to dugout, and they smile at each other. Must have been buddies in Colorado, since Rose is a Colorado native. They shared a smile, and Erickson is back to the dugout on strikes for the 2nd time today. 2 away, base is empty. We move to Jordan McClellan, 1 for 2 in the day with a single, a ground out, and a walk. It's his first look at Brady Rose in Rose's second inning. He's up in the count, a ball and no strikes. Rose going quick here, throws a changeup and gets McClellan to swing under it. It's 1 ball and a strike. Due up in the bottom of the 8th for Hayes will be Hutch, Long, and Wyeth. Larks will go from the windup. Rose gets one right at the letters down the middle of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rose has struck out 3 today. And on the season, that's 18. 1 strike away from sending us to the bottom of the 8th. Throws a fastball that's fouled off the end of McClellan's bat. We'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes for pitch number 5. McClellan from KC Mo plays at State Fair Community College, where he's teammates with Brady Strickert, who flied out to start this 8th inning. Lefty versus righty. Rose goes from the windup, throws a fastball off the turf. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Larks sporting their home white uniforms, the white vest on top with the cursive Larks across the chest in red. Red sleeves, red cap with the blue bill and the bird on the front. White pants and a red and white striped jersey with blue sleeve for the RoughRiders. Another foul ball from McClellan will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away in the top of the 8th inning. On deck is Mozingo in the hole, Jackson Van Zee. Brady Rose was a 2019 4A first team all-conference and was the 8th ranked Colorado left-handed pitcher according to Perfect Game. He'll get a strikeout against McClellan, number 4 on the day through 2 innings, 19 on the season. We move to the bottom half of the 8th. Larks up by 4. Leading off the bottom of the 8th will be Palmer Hutchison. He's down the count, no balls and a strike. It's his first look at Parker Lewis, who throws a fastball low and inside, 1-1. Palmer Hutchison is 1 for 3 on the day with a line out to strikeout, a double. Also has a run scored, takes an off-speed pitch inside, 2 balls and a strike. We got update on video. The goal and what we think will happen is that we will have video, live footage from the Larks games back starting Thursday. So we'll have another night tomorrow of just audio, and then on Thursday we'll be back with live footage and live video. The 3-1 delivery to Hutchison is popped up and backwards into the grandstand. Full count for Hutch. Righty versus righty. Lewis will go to Hutchison. And the payoff pitch is swung on, hit to right field. Erickson moves in and then moves back. Makes the catch 4 feet in front of the warning track between the 349 and 319 sign. The Larks have one away in the bottom of the 8th. Hutchison is now 1 for 3 on the day, or excuse me, 1 for 4 on the day. And this is the second inning. He starts out with a out. We go to Grant Lung, who grounded out in his first 2 plate appearances, walked in his third, and it's just the second walk of the day for Hayes. He's up in the count, 1 ball and no strikes with 1 away. Parker Lewis gets set, goes from the windup, righty versus lefty, throws a changeup that Lung waits on, maybe a little bit too long as he's late, and sends it to the Larks dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. Larks up 4-0 against the Colorado RoughRiders. Third pitch of the AB is outside and high on a slow off speed, 2 balls and a strike. On deck is Jacob Wyeth, in the hole Sean Cooper. Movement in the pen for Hayes. We'll see if they want to take Brady Rose into the 9th inning. The 2-1 becomes 2-2 after Lung fouls went off the inside of his bat. Lung has 24 hits this year, none today. Has a hitting streak that is on the line here as he has a full count, takes one close outside. Long has 23 walks this season and has struck out just 9 times. Puts a lot of balls in play. We'll see what he does with the payoff pitch. It's a changeup, misses the zone low, and Grant Lung has 2 straight walks, and he's aboard with 1 away.
Catcher number 27, Jacob Wyatt.
We'll move to Jacob Wyatt, the 8th hole in the catcher. 0 for 3 on the day with a fly out of ground outs. And then he reached on an error in the 6th. Due for a hit, Lewis looks over his shoulder at Lung, moves his left foot back in front of him, delivers to Wyatt, who reads it all the way, sends it hard to center field. McClellan moves back, is in front of the warning track, and makes the catch. A well-hit ball in front of the 405 sign in center field. Wyatt heads back to dugout after a hard-hit ball. There's 2 away. Lung stays at first base. Now to Sean Cooper. He's 0 for 3 on the day, striking out in the 4th to end the inning, and then got a fly out in the 2nd to end the inning, and popped up in the 6th. 0 for 3. It's his first look at Lewis. Righty versus lefty, curveball misses outside, a ball and no strikes to Sean Cooper, the right fielder. Grant Lung gets his lead at first base, takes a couple of steps away from Strickard on the bag. Lewis ignores him and goes straight to Sean Cooper, who pops it back into the grandstand. 1-1. Due up for the 9th inning. Down for their final 3 outs is Mozingo, Van Zee, and Goldfarb. Lewis moves his left foot back, looks at Lung, gets set, and will check over at Grant Lung, who's in safely sliding. The Larks have allowed just 2 hits all game. Both of them were off Trey Riggs, but the Larks offense has gotten 6, and they've scored 4 times. It's 2-1 as this one runs outside on Coop. On deck is Leo Jeminian, in the hole, Matt Cav. Lewis gets set. He's the second pitcher of the game. Sean Cooper sends this one off the inside of his bat, right back at Lewis, who tosses it to Strickard for out number 3. And the 8th inning will move to the 9th on Larks Network. Larks up 4-0. Before we go to the top of the ninth, I'd like to remind you to follow the Larks on Twitter and Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, stay up to date with all things Larks baseball. If you follow the Larks on Facebook, you'll see all sorts of stuff, such as this date in Larks history. On July 21st, 1977, the Larks blanked the Wichita State Bank Pirates 6-0 in the first round of the NBC tournament in Hutchinson. Right-hander Hank Ritchie pitched a 4-hitter with 14 strikeouts in the game, which ended in the 8th inning due to a 6-run rule. Catcher Ray Corby hit a 2-run double, and center fielder Mike Shippers also drove in 2 runs for Hayes. Warming up on the mound for the Larks is now Wyatt Divis.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Larks, number 16, Wyatt Divis.
It's his first appearance on the mound in 9 days. Last pitch against the Sox in relief went 1 2/3 innings.
$60 in cash, Max Hutchison. Congratulations, Max. Leading off for Colorado at the top of the 9th inning. Catcher number 30, Joe Mazingo.
Wyatt has 8 appearances now in the year. This is his 6th straight one in relief after picking up 2 straight starts against the Pirates and Cougars, going 2-0, is still 2-0. Has struck out 28 guys in 19 2/3 innings, walked just 3. Had some arm pain after getting a short warm-up in his last appearance. Is finally back to the mound and fires a strike to Mozingo, who takes a swing at it and is above it. Divis has been a dominant player on the mound when he's been healthy, and they finally put him back on the mound. He's allowed just 12 hits this year and gets a pop backwards off of Mozingo. No balls and 2 strikes. Divis has 2 earned runs this year, making for an ERA of .915 and a whip of .763. Has an opponent batting average of 171. It's righty versus righty. Divis goes from the stretch. It's a slider that hits the roof on a loud pop. That was a loud bang hit right at the press box. The whole fan reacted to it, and we'll stay at 0-2 after the foul ball from Mozingo. Slider is going to be a called strike, and Mozingo is down to the dugout on strike for the 2nd time today. He's now 0 for 4. 3 straight strikeouts for the Larks going back to the 8th inning, and Brady Rose. Trevor Munch struck out 8 guys. Trevor Munch struck out 4 guys. Trey Riggs struck out 3. Brady Rose struck out 4. And now Divis has 1. That's 12 strikeouts on the day. Pop backwards from Van Zee, who's 0 for 3 on the day, is now down the count. No balls and a strike. Base is empty. 1 away in the top of the 9th. RoughRiders down to their final 2 outs, down 4-0. We'll get time called. Divis was the co-pitcher of the year for the Larks last year, and for the Kansas Collegiate League Baseball, and has spent 2 years at UTA, spent 2 years with the Hutchinson Community College Blue Dragons. Last year made 4 appearances on the mound for the Mavericks, went 1-0, no earned runs through 16 innings and 2 saves, had an opponent batting average of 132, has thrown 2 straight strikes past Van Zee up in the count. Righty versus righty. Divis sets up offset. Wyatt sets up offside, and it is a swing and a miss. 4 straight strikeouts for the Larks pitching staff, 2 straight for Wyatt Divis, 2 away. The RoughRiders haven't had a hit since the 6th inning, where they have their only 2 of the day. Haven't had a base runner since the 7th. And 6 straight RoughRiders have gone down. Wyatt Divis gets a fly ball to right center field. Jiminian moves under it and makes a leaping catch in beautiful right center field. Leaps forward, lays out, and secures a grand long. And Matt Cavanaugh looking at disbelief in the middle of the infield, holding up their hands. Jiminian makes a great catch to end the ball game. You can't end it better than that. And wow, What a play for Leo Jeminian, saving an extra base hit for Wyatt Divis. Wyatt Divis will pick up a save on the season. That's his first one. He has now struck out 30 guys. Larks win 4-0 against the Colorado RoughRiders. RoughRiders managed just 2 hits. Both of them were off of Trey Riggs in the 6th. They picked up 3 walks, 2 off of Munch, 1 off of Rose. Didn't score. They left 5 guys on base today. Larks got 4 runs off of Lewis and Hoskins combined. Picked up 6 hits, walked 3 times, scored 4 times, and left 8 guys on base. Larks moved to 16-6 on the year. They're still first in the league. They have a full game lead, and they're on a 4-game winning streak. RoughRiders fall to 13-12. They're 5 games back, 4th in the league, and they're on a 2-game losing streak. So Trevor Munch, even though he picked up the start, will not get the decision. Only went 3 innings. RoughRiders, after winning 3 of their last 4, again are on a 2-game losing streak. This is game 1 of a 3-game series against the RoughRiders in an 8-game homestand. We'll see you tomorrow night against the RoughRiders for game 2. First pitch at 7 o'clock. You can catch it right here on Larks Network. But from Larks Park, this has been Carson Ackerman. On the call, Larks win at 4-0 against the RoughRiders. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good night.